because everybody's different. Like, you know, for instance, my friend Ike Canelli, he goes nuts, and he drives himself to a different level that
it's funny you mentioned
where he finds his zone.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Ike, Pete, because I'm looking at a picture of Ike's back at fish in the cypress trees.
Yeah, you know, I notice he likes to get deeper into the cypress trees than most people do.
I think he forgot the tide.
I saw that picture where he got off track, and I imagine he must have hit something, or something got wedged in his skeg, and it caused him to veer off. But what a great shot! You know, the thing that I noticed most is that the first picture that they show, it really showcases the Bass University logos quite well.
Yeah.
Sitting there in the cypress
saying the same thing. This is great advertising for Bass University, but it's terrible advertising for Navionics.
Well, I think one of the things that the Bass University can put into their curriculum is navigation now.
Well, I can tell you, I haven't talked to him about it yet, but I've seen the pictures, and we posted it on our Facebook page at the Bass University, and people are going nuts for it because it's so amazing. I mean, I can't wait to find out what exactly happened out there, but I'm glad everybody's safe and unhurt.
Yeah, that's the number one thing.
That's the main thing.
That could have been a real nasty accident.
Most definitely. He's standing there. It seems like he's okay.
Yeah, he seems like he's okay,
and everybody's fine. But you know, you talked about running up and down that lake, Grand Lake, during the Classic and that, Pete, and you're running, and I know a lot of guys. They spoke to them when they were interviewing them. Some of them had a lot of mechanical issues with their boats and their motors when they were running during those few days, and some of them actually fell out because of hull failure or mechanical failure. How did your Bass Cat and the Evinrude perform during those few days? Well,
I wish I could use that as an excuse. I wish mine had broke down, but it didn't. The fortunate or unfortunate part of it is the Evinrude ran like a top. It's amazing in the super cold temperatures. You worry about that stuff. I tell you what, one thing that I didn't read about or even hear about was the ice that we had to contend with.
Right.
I didn't actually think I was going to be able to take off because I couldn't get my live wells to function.
Really?
Because number one, my live well lids were frozen solid. So here comes the tournament director walking down the dock, and he says, "Pete, can you open up your live wells? I want to look in there, you know, because they always have to check their live wells to make sure, you know, you're not carrying any fish with you."
Right.
And I can't even budge them. They are frozen solid. And so I'm panicking, trying to get the live wells open, and then you know, fortunately, you know, everything. I did wind up getting them open, and the pumps all ran flawlessly. Everything was great, but that ice was, I mean, it was cold. It was super cold, but the boat was lightning. I tell you this, the Bass Cat is God, man, that's the fastest ride I have ever been in. Now, I know that E-Tech, I'm running a 250 on the back, and it delivers the horsepower, but man, oh man, I was fishing down towards the dam, and I left myself about 30 minutes to get back to the launch ramp. Yep. I made it in 17 minutes. I actually gave myself an extra 15 minutes to fish, which put my limit fish in the boat. So, you know, it really worked well in the cold stuff. So I was real tickled about that. But I could have used a breakdown. At least I could have explained it better.
You would have had an excuse.
Would have had an excuse, Pete. Damn it, I hate when they don't break down. Well, listen, Pete. This is a couple of times you've been on the show, and it's always like such a great pleasure talking with you.
Yeah, we appreciate you taking the time and coming on and talking to us. And
yeah, we really do. And as far as Ike goes, let us know how he wound up, as we say, in the weeds, and
in the trees,
and in the weeds. And you know something? Actually, Scott, you want to ask him what he was fishing this year?
What I'm going to fish this year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What tours or what tournaments are you going to be doing this year, Pete?
I'm going to be doing the Bassmaster Opens again this year. We're on Lake Erie and Lake Oneida. That's up close to you guys.
Okay.
And then I'll be down south at the James River, which we're going to revisit that. And then I'm going to fish an Everstart on Lake Champlain this year.
Whoa, you're close.
Yeah.
That's close to home, Pete.
Well, that's
Champlain is. Champlain is my baby. I don't think there's any better lake in the entire world to go fishing at, and I can't wait to fish a tournament there again this year.
Well, that'll be great. You know what, Pete? I'll actually see you in that tournament. I'm registered for that one. I'm also registered for the Bassmaster Open on Oneida.
I see a show.
Yeah, how Pete kicked my ass.
Yeah, how Pete handed you a new set.
Yeah.
Pete here's Scott a new one.
Thank you very much.
Oh, Pete.
Well, I look forward to that, and I tell you, I would like to offer an invitation to the folks listening that I do guide on Lake Champlain, and I do on-water training where I teach people that are interested in learning how to fish, or I just take people out to catch fish, but I guide on Lake Champlain, and right now I'm guiding on the Upper Chesapeake, which is real close to my house, and it's just an amazing fishery. It's got the biggest bass, within 1,000 miles of my house, and
wow,
it really is amazing. Every day we catch 5- and 6-pounders.
Pete, stop. Just stop it, all right? Just stop. That's enough, all right? That's enough. I hate you. That's enough, all right? Every day, 5-6-pounders.
So put your grills away, your ice grills, put your shanties away. Come on down to the Chesapeake. The water's soft. Let's go do some fishing.
Well, Pete, listen. If people want to get a hold of you or reach you to do some guiding on Lake Champlain, how would they go about that?
Well, you can look me up at PeteGluszek.com, or really the fastest way to get me is to like me on Facebook.
Okay.
Just like it's Pete Gluszek, like me on Facebook, reach out, say hello, and
right.
I'll tell you all about the fishing conditions, and and it's easy to do.
Oh, that's great. Listen, me and Scotty are going to be down there in around April, May.
Well, yeah, as soon as ice is out.
As soon as the ice is out, we're down there. We're going to be going down there and do some fishing, and we'd like to look you up and say hi to you, Pete, and come shake your hand and say thank you for all the support you've given us on the show and showing up and giving us your insight on the Bassmaster Classic. It's been an incredible journey, and it was a lot of fun for everybody here in Montreal and in Canada to follow you down that path of a path that not many people get to follow, and hear your stories about the tournament, your boat, and how your E-Tech ran and supported you and got you there and got you back and got you home. And we're glad to see that happen. And as Scotty said, I can't wait now. I'm so excited now. Scotty on Champlain against Pete Gluszek.
Oh, great.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm going down to watch this win.
I should have kept that to myself, I think.
Yeah, I'm going down to watch this win. And I want you to hand Pete your money.
Okay, just give him the cash.
Just
right?
hand him the cash.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
But this is going to be fun, Pete, and we're going to look forward to going down there and meeting you and meeting the rest of the guys down there fishing the tournament series. On behalf of all the listeners again tonight, Pete, and your Northern fan club, we want to say thanks very much for showing up on the show. We want to thank also our good buddy Steve Bosley, who helps us get together with you guys and coordinates the logistics of getting to speak to guys like yourself who are very busy organizing Bass University. And I'm sure your personal schedule and promotional schedule are just packed, but you took the time out and you're on the show tonight. So again, thanks very much, Pete, and we're going to be seeing you this summer.
Hey, well, I look forward to seeing you guys. Lake Champlain is my favorite. You should have come, Scotty, to the Bass University this year. I talked all about how to make adjustments between largemouth and smallmouth. and that's my favorite thing to do on Champlain is get a mixed bag of 20 pounds up there. So
well, oftentimes when it's one with a little bit of a mixed bag. Day one is a largemouth bag. Day two could be a smallmouth bag.
I have this image of you being so owned.
Well, I tell you, Champlain is an amazing place. You know what I wish they would do is I wish they would open up Lake Champlain and let us fish in Canada. But for some reason, they don't let us cross the border during our tournaments. But boy, I don't know
why they do that. They don't do that on that body of water, but they'll do it on Lake Ontario and other lakes, like Lake Erie too. So
I know. And let me tell you.
Exactly. I mean, Lake Erie, we're running over to Canada all the time. St. Clair, Ontario, we do it.
Yeah.
But there's some kind of regulation that keeps us locked into the U.S. waters on Champlain. But I wish we could figure that out, because I've never fished up in the top end of Missisquoi Bay or up the river there. I'd love to get up into Canada.
I like to refer to it as the opposite side of Ticonderoga. Because you get up in that river, up in the Richelieu River on the northern end of the east or western side of Lake Champlain, and it's just phenomenal. It's filled with weed beds. You got nice points, and it's tremendous largemouth fishing also.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we need to start a petition. I'll leave you guys in charge.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Pete. I'll leave you guys in charge.
Well, you're welcome to come down here anytime and fish with us on that part of the lake.
Yeah, that's for sure. No, there's no doubt, Pete. It's always fun having you on the show. You represent your brand and your sponsors well. They should be, and you know, don't be shy to let them know that you're on the show, and we would highly recommend you as a guest on any show. We're looking at a picture now, sitting on your knees on the deck of your boat at the Classic.
You're either praying or you're tying your line.
Yeah, you're tying a line. You're freezing your butt off.
I'm doing a little of both, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're doing a little of both, trying to tie a line, and your hands are froze, and the helicopter's over your head, and everything else. But you're just doing a great job. And that shallow crankbait, by the way, on this in the spring is just a sick bait. It runs great, and you catch a ton of fish with them. And I'm Scotty, we got to make these. This is a showdown. I'm going down there to watch this win. We're going to have a show of this, and Pete's going to be doing in person the interview. How I tore Scott a new one.
All right. Well, I'll be sure to listen in on that one.
I like it. I'm liking it. Pete,
hey, maybe we can work together, Scott. Maybe we can share information, and we could finish first and second place in the tournament. Wouldn't that be awesome?
That sounds great to me. And that way Mike won't have anything left to say here.
There you go. That's right. I'll congratulate you both.
If we can quiet him up for a little while, you'll do me a lot of good.
well, let's make sure we connect on that one. And hey, I just did want to mention I'm going to be at Susquehanna Fishing Tackle tomorrow morning. That's in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So anybody within the sound of my voice that wants to come down, I'm going to be telling some more lies about the Classic tomorrow morning. So come on down. We'll have some fun, and we're talking fishing. They got a great spring sale going on down there at Susquehanna Fishing Tackle. It's sfttackle.com. For those of you that can't make it, they're having their annual spring sale.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Pete. They always have a good show, and you can get some really, really good deals down there at that show. So not only do you get the chance to get some good deals on some good equipment, but you get to talk to Pete Gluszek, who just happened to fish with some of 50 plus of the best anglers in the world.
Absolutely.
All right. So get yourself down there at that show and hook up with Pete and listen to some more of his classic wise.
Well, make sure you say hi to Jonathan Carter for me, guys. He's a great young man. He did a fantastic job at the Classic, and I want to I know I did congratulate him. I want to do it again, and I'm sure he'll be great on the show. And great angler, looking for big things from him coming, in the future.
Well, we'll definitely say hi on your behalf.
We definitely will, Pete. Pete, you take care, and we will definitely be in touch.
Yeah.
And if you crossroads with Steve Bosley, say hi to the boss man for us, will you?
Mr. Bosley, I certainly will, and I hope to catch up with you guys real soon. Maybe we can do another one here as we start warming up here in the spring.
That would be a lot of fun.
Sounds like a plan. Take care, Pete.
Thank you very much.
All right, have a great weekend, guys. Bye-bye.
See you, Pete.
What a classy guy, eh?
Yeah, that's a great guy. I mean, he's got a world of experience. He gave us some really, really good information there.
He did.
Talking about, the different patterns and the winning patterns and
yeah.
and how about going fishing these cold water. And what I really like to hear is how subtle differences. I mean, when you're talking about
tenths of a degree
in temperature,
tenths of a degree.
People will often overlook minor changes.
Remember we talked about data? This is data.
I don't even want to refer back to the fact that he said that he crunched all this data and wrote everything down, especially as a young angler.
Yeah.
He kept all that information. We've said it time and time again.
Yep.
And we're going to have to stop saying it because we're giving all these new anglers and all our listeners a little bit too much information.
It's the secrets.
But that's really, really the key.
Is the data.
To progressing in the sport.
Yeah.
You got to understand. You got to keep this data.
You got to look for the shifts, right? You got to look for those shifts.
Yeah.
Temperatures, water depth, water clarity, and you've got to play with it and then understand how the fish react. Like he said, you can get so intense and caught up in the intensity that your peripherals are gone.
Yeah.
And you don't see those little shifts and you don't adapt.
Yeah.
And you wonder why at the end of the day, why didn't my pattern hold? Well, guess what? The water went down by 0.2 of a degree. during the day, and
Right.
your bite shut off. You were too fast.
And it's the same thing with water clarities too. I know we didn't talk about water clarities today, but
Yeah.
you could be in